Maestro styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
Yo, what up, folks? Welcome back. It's a brand new episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We are streaming live on our IG handle at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, also on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. You can also check out this live stream on our Twitch channel, YouTube, and Facebook page. I'm the homie Trey Frazier, and that's the brother over there, Maestro Styles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good?
Pardon me. I just got allergies in my eyes. No homo.
It's that time of year, bro.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's crazy. And today it was like 78. It felt like it was 86 today, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 40 something this morning. And it's wild, man. It's wild, man. But yeah, trying to stay safe from the cold and all that stuff. How you be though?
I'm cooling, man. I'm cooling.
All right. That's what's up. Good show tonight, man. One of the homies that I met at the Knicks game a couple years ago at the playoff game goes by the name of Jerrell. Big Giants fan, Knicks fan, New York sports fan, and all that good stuff from Jersey. He hosts a show called Diehard Giants Live, does pre and post game after every Giants game and all that good stuff. So probably about 7:30, probably another 25 minutes. He'll come through. We'll chop it up. We'll talk about the Eagles loss with him. Also, we got the Steelers and the Giants coming up, right, Maestro?
Yeah, man. Monday night. Look, I hope. Look, I'm prepared whether he's an objective or non-objective Giants fan. But spoiler alert, there's an ass whooping coming to the New York Giants.
Well, let's hold off on that.
Spoiler alert!
Through.
I won't do much more. Spoiler alert! Look, everybody should know where I stand before the guest comes on, because I'm gonna be polite and a good host. But hey, man, they getting their ass whooped. It ain't no other way to slice it in my book.
All right, hey, I got a difference of opinion.
All right,
but. Let's hold off on that for a minute. Let's hold off on that because we gotta celebrate some winners, man. We gotta celebrate some winners, bro.
Congratulations.
We gotta celebrate the females that brought home a chip to New York City, man. The first basketball championship in 50 something years, man. It's funny because we took the family to New York over the summer. I think it was back in June, and we went to the Yankees game, and we might, they might bring home another one. We might get another parade in about a week or so. And then we went to the Liberty game. So the fact that I was able to, take the kids to both games, and both these teams are, in the championship, one already got the chip, the other one on its way to getting one, man. It feel good, man. Feeling really, really good for the city. So, I just gotta, start off with that. Everybody else, they had their run, man. The DC had their run.
Mm-hmm.
They had their run, some years ago with the three teams bringing home the chip. It's New York's turn now. It's New York's turn now. So.
Well, I could hate, but I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah. Nah. Look. I got to boast, man. I think since we started this podcast.
Are you standing up right now?
I am.
Oh my Lord!
I am, bro. I'm feeling really good right now, man.
Yo, you first of all, you old as hell. Yeah.
What that mean?
Why you?
What that mean?
Hey, calm down, dog. Calm down.
I'm good, B. I'm good.
Yo.
What you like? I'm on crutches or something.
You ain't had your fish oil. Like, you're gonna be standing for a strong hour and a half at least. And I know how you like to push that to 2.
It ain't the first time, man. It's not the first time I've done this.
Hey, you had your fish oil supplements, like your joints.
And I got comfortable shoes on.
You got your ergonomics and all that shit with you, man. Are you okay? I know. Hey, look. I know.
I'm straight.
You in a good mood, bro. I feel you in a good mood.
Yeah, I'm in a great mood.
You about to get in your Baltimore Ravens bag. I get it. You in a good mood, bro. I feel
and
you.
The Knicks, open up tonight too, man.
Yo, hey, bro.
I'm on a high right now, man. I felt like standing up for the show, man.
All right, Pat.
I felt like standing up for the show, man.
All right, just know it ain't no.
Hey, the only difference is I ain't got Pat's money.
Yeah, I mean, it's more differences than that. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Some obvious ones.
Yeah, but
some obvious ones for sure.
One namely is that if you decide you want to sit down halfway through the show, I don't know how your setup is going to work.
Oh well, I ain't sitting down throughout this show, so I'm hyped right now, man.
All right.
I wish I could go to this parade, man. I wish I could go, man. I wish I could go. I got company coming through this weekend, so
that's what's up.
But shout out to the city, man. Shout out to the
that's
Liberty.
What's up, man?
Shout out to the Liberty.
Sure.
Finally bringing it home.
Shout out to the Yankees who are going. Shout out to the Mets, even though they're not going, but they was close, I guess.
They was in there. The Mets was in there. They was in there. That would have been lit. Another world, like a Subway Series in the World Series. That would have been lit right there. That would have been lit for sure. But Yankees Dodgers, man. Bring on the Dodgers, man. I know we up against one. We up against the beast. But we got Soto, man. We got your boy. Soto helped your team win a title a few years ago. So
yeah.
We on our way, man. One championship parade coming. We got another one hopefully coming through in a week or so, man. Real hype right now.
Good,
real hype, man.
Hey, man, I don't want to destroy your joy. Enjoy that, black man.
Hey, look, man, you got something to be proud of too. Look.
Sure.
Sunday night.
We'll get into it. No, don't. I don't want to get into my joy yet. I want you to get in your joy while you're on the high. Talk to me about Baltimore and Tampa last night, man.
Oh yeah, how we let me not phrase it by saying we bust that ass. Because the defense still got some issues with them. I don't know what, I don't know what's been going on with that, but a great win, man. These are two teams coming in 4-2, man. Tampa Bay was looking really good. They just beat the Saints by like 30-something the week before. And, coming in, we kind of knew this was going to be, a tough game. They came out hot, man. 10-0.
Yeah.
And, we wondering, okay, what, how we gonna get back into this? And like I was telling my man, shout out my man Wole from Urban Sports Scene.
Yes, sir.
Because he have on him and Clarita, they be doing like a little pregame joint before every Ravens game. And one of the things I was saying is that they're gonna have to find a way to get that ball out quickly. Pause, because Bowles like the blitz a lot and stuff. So it was evident in them first couple drives because Lamar got sacked on back-to-back plays in the first drive. Then the next drive, we got nothing going. And then what changed everything? Well, two things changed everything. And I'm not going to be silly and, brag all the way. Prayers to Mike Evans. Prayers to Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Mike Evans going out with the hamstring. That, to me, changed everything with the way Tampa wanted to, run their offense. So that was a turning point in the game. The other turning point was us just opening up, some quick throws. I've seen a lot of complaints about no Derrick Henry in the first half. I wasn't complaining because we was up 14-10, and then it went from that to like 20-10. So I wasn't complaining one bit about it. And then, Derrick Henry comes in, man. He busts off that 87-yarder, man. This is what this guy does. This is what he does. Leading league in rushing right now. He's almost to 1,000 yards rushing, and it's only we're entering week 8 of the NFL season. So what's he at? He's averaging about $125 a game, which is crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So,
nah, he going crazy.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, a great win, but I ain't gonna lie. Watching Godwin go down like that with that ankle, man, that that just kind of, make you feel some kind of way. So, prayers to the homie for sure. Prayers to both him and Evans too. Because Tampa's season, that might be their season right there. If they don't get Evans back, quick enough, and then we know Godwin's out for the season. So
man. Like I said, like you said, get well soon to the two receivers of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't like I said, Godwin is out. Damn, you rock. Hey, bro, you making me nervous. You making me nervous.
About what? About what?
Why are you rocking, bro? Calm down, bro.
Well, look, I feel good, man.
Yeah,
you act like I'm.
I'm not used to this. Yeah, nah, son, you
act like I'm on crutches,
you got that New York dope rock on you, bro. Like you about to take somebody's purse back in the '97 the MOP days, bro. Making me nervous, huh? But man. Like I said, man, get well, Chris Godwin, get well, Mike Evans. Tampa Bay is in trouble emphatically. Unless Evans coming back next week, and we know that ain't the case.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? The Buccaneers got a little hurdle, especially with the Saints and the Falcons on them. I guess, and maybe not even the Saints, maybe more so just the Falcons.
Yeah, the Saints, I think, are
with
done,
Carr.
man.
Yeah, with Carr out. Yeah, so maybe. Yeah. So actually, they might be all right. To be honest with you, they might be okay. Depending on how long
what are they? 2-5? They 2-5 right now.
2-5, yeah.
Yeah, they get another L.
In the South, like, look, the Falcons are playing. They're not far off, dog.
The Falcons, they tripped up against Seattle. I know Seattle needed that game, but
they're not far off.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said weeks ago. To all the Falcons fans, this is the Kirk Cousins experience. So you're gonna throw for 500 one game, and then the next game he's gonna look like he looked on Sunday. So you're right. You're right. You never know with this particular division. It seemed like everybody other than Carolina got a chance.
Yeah, and I agree that the Saints are out of it though. How long is Derek Carr out?
I give it another. Maybe 2 weeks, man. 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
We'll see what happens there. We'll
maybe.
See.
But then their deep threat, he's out for the year. Shaheed is out for the year.
Yeah. And Olave missed the game last week too.
Yeah, they are. They I forget who the wide receiver they looking at picking up, but they looking at picking up somebody off the waiver wire. So I thought that was interesting because I didn't realize that Olave. I knew Shaheed was out, but I didn't realize Olave was hurt. And when I saw that they was looking at somebody on the waiver wire and the name that they were, I wish I could remember the name, but whoever they were looking for on the waiver wire, I thought that was interesting. Like, they really they need receiver depth. So
badly.
As I was reading that they're not really feeling Kamara right now.
Yeah. So. I forget what I was doing Thursday. I was doing some other stuff. I had the game on mute because I knew that there was no shot the Saints had against Denver. But I wasn't expecting that kind of ass whooping, 33-3. I wasn't expecting that. But so I guess the story of that game coming in was Sean Payton going back to his old team in that building. And there was a lot of, pleasantries going around after the game. And someone made mention that when Alvin Kamara went to go greet Sean Payton, he was like, "Yo, I need you to come get me." Like, like that was something that folks feel like if you read lips and stuff, that's what he said. Like, "Hey man, come get me."
Shit.
So yeah. So but look, if I'm Kamara, I wouldn't be feeling what's going on in New Orleans right now either.
So, and I guess, yeah. Is it that bad? You think it's that bad for Kamara? I guess.
They 2-5, man, and that beatdown they put on Dallas seems like an eternity now.
Yeah,
because we was praising the Saints, so at least
we thought the Saints might have been. We thought the Saints might have been serious for a second.
Yeah. So, and they've lost 5 straight since then. So,
excuse me,
bless you. But tough times in New Orleans.
We'll let you know how my sinuses work. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. Oh, we gotta. Yeah. We gonna have an interesting show tonight.
Yeah,
For sure.
because I'm telling you, once these bitches hit, and then they just hit me out of nowhere. Just now.
Go on a roll. Going on a roll.
Right. But moving on, man. I guess we got. I'm gonna talk about my Steelers a little bit, but I guess we ain't got. I'm gonna make sure we get. I'm gonna get the whole Steelers, everything Steelers related out before the guests come on. Is that fair?
Yep. Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. Yep.
Okay. Yep. First of all, Donald Trump came to Acrisure Stadium.
Was that a McDonald's?
Yeah, so I'm not, I'm not here to get into politics. Whether you vote for us, who you vote for, that's your business. But I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave that there in case listeners did not know.
And he had some guests with him. He had some
guests with him.
Some alumni.
Who were very avidly. I'm talking very avidly. Showing their endorsement of Donald Trump. One being soon to be Hall of Famer Antonio Brown, and second is Le'Veon Bell, who seems to be the bunch nowadays. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how I feel. Well, yes, I do. I don't care. You vote for who you vote for. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say Antonio Brown, without me listening to a word he said on that video film, addressing the public.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see that, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that it happened, but I didn't listen to a word he had to say. That motherfucker respectfully looked ignorant than a motherfucker. And
let me say something about the shirt that Le'Veon wore.
Yeah.
Trump versus Tramp. Now, again, like you, I don't want to get into politics, and I'm not very, fond of either candidate, but you don't call her a tramp, dog. Like, I can't rock with that. Like, vote for who you vote for based on what they telling you, based on what they trying to do. But to call her out a name like that, I can't rock with that.
Yes, it's distasteful, but I get it. It's entertainment, and I'm not saying he had a right to do that. I'm not saying I agree with what he did, but I don't know. I don't believe. Let me say that I don't believe that he wore that shirt or is really alluding to she is a tramp or a promiscuous woman. He knows nothing about her sexual history. I'm not sure. I feel like it was a marketing shirt. Trump like to go out there and say egregious shit or wild shit. Yeah. And I think he was kind of riding that wave. Looking for another viral moment. And again, I promise I won't deviate too far from the Steelers, but in other news of making viral moments, maybe the most viral podcast this year being Shannon Sharp's podcast, Antonio Brown has posted an email of them asking him to be on Club Shay Shay. So, myriad.
Say that one more time.
Oh, I blacked out. AB posted a tweet of Antonio Brown being invited to Club Shay Shay.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like Antonio Brown is going to be one of the future guest on Shannon Sharp's podcast.
Oh, like a regular?
No. Like a guest.
Okay.
Like a guest.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah, so there's that. So to more important things, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Now look, I know what I said. I feel like Justin Fields should have been the starting I ain't gonna say should be because my mind has changed clearly. But I felt like before this, Justin Fields should be the quarterback. But I said I knew that Russell Wilson was going to get an opportunity to start. Yep. And so this was not surprising. I said it last week before he was announced. He's definitely going to start. He started, and man, let me tell you, he should be the quarterback. He should just be right now. He should be the quarterback. It ain't no never way to slice it. We looked good on all three phases of the game, and I'm not gonna say it 100% had to do with Russell Wilson, but damn if that offense that had a lot to do with Russell Wilson. Ryan McCullum at center, by the way, but this is what it is, man. Russell Wilson earned his job, point blank. It ain't nothing to argue. It ain't nothing to talk about. I know it's only one game, but I mean, to sit here and act like I don't believe he's going to do a similar thing to the New York Giants on Monday night, I'd be lying to you. This is Russell Wilson took their spot. Russell Wilson took the spot, bro. That's what happened.
So I was watching Game 5 of the Liberty game. That was a more important game for me. But every time out that they took commercial break, I switched over to see what was going on with the Jets and Steelers game, and it didn't look good in the beginning. I know there was some angst in the stadium.
Yep.
You know, it looked like we made the wrong idea. You know, put Fields back in. You know, that kind of thing was going on, and then maybe a stretch, maybe about an hour and a half stretch because the Liberty game got crazy toward the end there. So I was kind of out of the football game for almost about an hour and a half, and then I flipped back over, and y'all up 30-15, and I was like, "Oh, this was a big turnaround." So I'm trying to figure out, what Russell did. I'm trying to figure out what was going on with the Jets and stuff, because the other big story in this game also is Devontae Adams' debut with the Jets, and it felt like that game turned when that ball bounced off of Garrett Wilson's body, and it went right to Beanie Bishop, and Beanie Bishop took that ball back to the 1 yard line. I felt like that was the turning point in the game, and then at that point, the Steelers just kind of, scored some more after that.
Well, I feel like the turning point was the first time Russell Wilson threw his signature moon ball, dropped it in the bucket where George Pickens was being held, but had to catch it with the other hand, and the so much touch on the throw that he could have caught that thing. That ball fell into a pillow when it landed into George Pickens' hands. I felt like once the Jets defense, realized, he's going to try to get this ball to George Pickens aggressively. I think that's what changed. I think that's what changed the game. Also, going into halftime, Beanie Bishop's first interception, that one-handed that Aaron Rodgers thought he was going to get off because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Was that the one where it looked like triple coverage right there? Was that the first one?
Nah. The first, well, that wasn't triple coverage at all. Like I said, he threw it down the middle because Aaron Rodgers likes to sneak that type of shit down the middle.
No, I got you.
But Beanie Bishop made the play on it. And I think once that happened, I think those two plays are the plays for me that kind of let us know, like, this ain't about to be one of them games for the Jets. This is not gonna go the way y'all thought this was gonna go. The defense ramped up, bruh.
Yeah.
The short term, my short synopsis of this is two things. One, the deep throwing of the ball is what opened up the running game for the Steelers. Yep. And two, man, Russell, not the
he looked good. He looked
good, man. He looked good, man.
He looked good.
There's a very significant difference between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. And I gotta admit, for this team, I looked at this wrong. The reason why I wanted Justin Fields on the field was because I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, Justin Fields had the opportunity to run and make a big play, like home run hits. Yep. But that didn't help the other runners on the run the ball. That didn't help. We needed to get people out of the box. People out of the box is how Najee and Jaylen Warren need to work. You know what I'm saying? And once they started getting, people started to come out of that box, The running game started to open up. They had to start respecting the throwing game. Obviously, some cornerbacks went out in this game for the Jets too. But they had to start to respect the passing game. So people had to come out of the box, and that's how things really, really opened up for the Steelers offense. The defense is the defense. And I'll make it quick because I know we don't got a lot of time. The special teams, Fitzpatrick was robbed of a blocked kick. Mike Tomlin came into his press conference saying that he spoke to the people in New York and they admitted that Fitzpatrick shouldn't have been penalized for that block extra point. Now, this is 2 to my count where the defense or the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll say, it was defense and special teams, showed up on a play that shouldn't have been called, and New York had to come tell Pittsburgh or tell Tomlin that they got that call wrong. The second one to my memory was in game 1 when T.J. Watt timed the snap and got the strip sack from that joint. And and then they called it time out he was offside and he wasn't offside. So that's 2 important plays that my team made that they called a penalty because we were so efficient at doing the play, getting the play done, that they called a penalty on us and we had to suffer for it, which made that second block kick so instrumental for the team as far as morale. Because now you're gonna stop us one way, y'all gonna hate on us and cheat on us one way. All right, we'll go get it another way. I'll say this and end it, and I won't look. I'm not sitting here talking about Pittsburgh is going to the Super Bowl now. I'm not gonna jump out that window. But what I will say is that if that's how Russ gonna play for the rest of the year, we are forced to reckon with an AFC point blank.
It's definitely an if. But I wanted to explain the throws I saw early when I was cutting over to the game. To me, I just kind of chucked that up to as just some rust for me. Like I didn't look at it as, oh, Russ is cooked. He don't got it no more. I didn't really look at it like that. I just looked at it as a dude really hasn't played in a year. And then when he was about to start in Atlanta, he got scratched and ended up missing about a month and a half's worth of work. So I just chalked it up to rust really at that point. But no, he looked good, man. He looked good. He
looked good. Now I would like to revisit a conversation that I had a few weeks ago, and I just want to see where you at with it. Because now media is starting to say this now. So I feel like I'm feeling like I'm feeling like that nigga right now because I said this shit about 2-3 weeks ago. Is Aaron Rodgers washed?
No. I'm not ready to claim that yet. I think the Jets are a mess. I think for now, based on what I've seen and based on what my folks back home have said, it's the Jets. It's not Rodgers yet. Let me and look, if you want to say this is his team because the coach got fired, they changed offensive play callers, they made the trade, and now the excuse this week is, oh, we got Hassan Reddick coming up.
And that's going to be key, by the way.
Sure. It's going to be key. I don't know that it's going to fix everything. It's just a wait and see with the Jets. Now they got a schedule that's favorable coming up. But if you've watched the Jets in the last 5 weeks, you looking at them like, I mean, is this really going to change like the way we feel about them? Like they've played bad football for a month now. And I don't know that. Obviously Devontae Adams couldn't fix anything.
Well, I'm not gonna put too much stock in that. He just came to the team. You gotta think that they'll be better as the weeks go along. Him and I was listening to Chris Collinsworth and he was making a good point that and they kind of went away from it in the second half. And I don't know if it was because of play call or because of how our defense was playing. But he was making it a point in the first half to get Devontae Adams these like little stupid throws just to get shit going. And he was getting a lot of like if he'd have kept going that, like Devontae Adams probably would have had a 70, 80, 100 yards game if they wouldn't have went away from them just playing quote unquote backyard football. Meaning Devontae Adams know where Rodgers is going to throw it and vice versa. So they could have just ate off of that and made this I think maybe more of an interesting game. But if for some reason they seem to have went away from letting that chemistry work. So so that's one point. But I'll be honest, a lot of that first half was on poor tackling on the side of Pittsburgh. That Breece Hall thing was that 50-yard
right. Yeah, he did.
That was all poor tackling. Like he got that one chunk play, and I'm not going to, he made the play regardless of what he did.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. Yeah.
Look, he's not having a great year.
No, he's not. Agreed. I still think he's a good player. Like I said, I think some of this stuff is what the Jets are doing as a whole. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is washed. I don't look Garrett Wilson. You got to catch that ball, bro. Like if that thing's coming right to you, bro, you got to catch that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to catch that. I don't disagree with that.
That stuff kills drives, man. It kills momentum, man. So look, it's a Jets thing to me. I would give it. I'll give it about 3 more weeks, man. Like I said, they got some soft games coming up, man, with Arizona, Seattle coming up, the Rams is coming up.
You call Arizona maybe is the middle of those 3 games you mentioned. I don't think Seattle is going to be a soft game for the Jets, and I don't remember who the third team you just said, but the Rams. I don't even know if that's going to be a soft. Yeah, I don't even know if that's going to be a soft.
It depends. It depends. And then you also got the AFC South teams coming up, the Colts, which I don't think is going to be easy. But you got Jacksonville on that schedule. You got the Texans. That's going to be difficult. I mean, they could win some of these games if they could just get one, and then maybe start to go on a roll. They could maybe find something. But 2-5, that's going to be tough to with the AFC the way it's looking right now, that's going to be tough, man. To come back from 2-5 to try to get a playoff spot.
And I guess while we're in the AFC East, real quick, man. Tua is they say he's coming back this week. Is that what I heard?
And that changes things for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
that changes a lot for the Dolphins. And you can argue that the Dolphins, if Tua comes back, he's healthy, and they get back on track again, that they could be the number 2 team in the AFC East.
Yeah.
You can make that argument, man.
I don't even think it's an argument to make. I think a healthy Tua is better than the Jets. Me.
Yeah.
And they ain't know nothing to me. I think they definitely better than the Jets. That I know you had the Jets as a 7th seed. I don't got the Jets in the playoffs at all. So
I had the Jets winning the division.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
had them winning the East, and then
I for damn sure don't got that. So
and then we see what Buffalo been doing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Like
I'm wrong again.
Yeah. Right. Because I'm sitting here. I saw a clip on Twitter where the Bama was saying that Amari Cooper on the touchdown he scored had no idea what the fuck to do. He said something to Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman said something to him back, and now he catching a touchdown in the red zone. And that's just off the quote unquote freestyle. So imagine when a route runner like Amari Cooper really figured that playbook out.
Yeah.
Buffalo. And I said it last week. Buffalo for real, is going to be a problem. And Josh Allen. We had the Josh Allen dick sucking contest whenever, but Josh Allen is no homo. But Josh Allen is Josh Allen. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, Slim. I want to count him out just because he had to do all the Superman shit. But now that he got help, run the game like hell. What's that?
Yeah,
rookie?
James Cook.
James Cook. But then it's that rookie. I want to say it's Ray Davis. That rookie Cook.
Ray Davis.
The tight and now y'all got the wide receiver core where they need to be, where Keon Coleman's at number 2 and Shazir's at number 3. Bruh,
Jets are cooked, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about that, they cook, man. All right, let's get to our guest this week. Met this brother at a Knicks game a couple years ago. Cool brother, down to earth man. Big time Knicks fan, big time Giants fan. Has a podcast, Diehard Giants Live, which you can catch on YouTube before and after every Giants game. He goes by the name of Jerrell from Jersey. Jerrell, man, what's good, man? Thanks for coming through, man.
What up, fellas? What up, fellas? Can you hear me? Mic check, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
We hear you clear.
Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you, Maestro. First
Yes,
time on
sir.
screen with you. I met Trey, like he said, in NY one time at the Knicks game. Hey, yo, your man was out there passing out merch, Maestro. So your man was on his job. I got my little barbershop sports talk keychain. Now I'm saying,
Yes,
so, yeah,
sir.
Trey was on his job that night. He was passing them out.
That's the CEO. That's the CEO right there, man. He gets the job done. He gets the job done. Yes, sir.
I kept my little keychain, man. I'm proud of this. I got it all in my little studio right here.
That's what's
man,
up.
No doubt. And speaking of the studio, man, because we have guests come on, sometimes every week, sometimes every 2 weeks, man. But your background, that's a top 5 background, man, because it's one of the best. It's one of the best I've seen, man. I just gotta say that.
Hold on, the Mad Villain poster.
Hold on, my bad. Because I came. Well, thank you for one thing. But yeah, I have more of a musical background than a sports background when it comes to podcasting.
Me too.
So that's why I got, I got my Freddie Gibbs, I got my Mad Lib, and I'm a big MF Doom fan.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So
this
Biggie right here, signed poster Biggie right there, original print. So yeah, man, I try to branch out musically way more when it comes to sports. I just started talking about sports about a couple years ago.
Okay. Well, kind of take us down that lane a little bit, because just trying to get a little bit of history on how you got into podcasting, because you also did was it Podcast Brothers or the other joint? Yeah.
So how I got into podcast? Well, podcasting for one, rest in peace, Combat Jack. He was the one who
rest in peace.
He was the one who pretty much was the godfather of this. You know what I'm saying? He taught us all how to podcast. He was the first black person that was high enough to actually have a big audience. And you know who else got me into podcasting too? You wouldn't guess, but Bill Burr, the comedian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Burr had he was one of the only famous people with a podcast, and he did it all by himself. Like he was talking to himself for like 4 hours in a microphone.
Yeah.
So when I heard both of them, I was like, well, maybe I can do this. I'm naturally an introvert, so I usually, like in my everyday life, I'm not really outgoing and talk to a whole bunch of strangers and stuff like that. But I'm like, well, if I get a microphone, I get to talk to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Trey said, the Podcast Brothers, the reason that I got into podcasting, like actually speaking, was Flaw 700. That's a brother from Trenton, New Jersey. Him and his brother have a podcast, or they had a podcast called the Podcast Brothers.
Yeah.
So he made a Facebook group just randomly, and I was in there, and he made a post asking, does anybody want to be on the podcast? And just like as a dare to myself, I did it.
Okay.
So that was about 6 years ago, because this was way before the pandemic and everything. And since he did that, I had a show with, it was me, another guy, and a girl. And then it was another show with me, a guy and a girl. And then I think, Trey, you saw me more on Bars and Shots.
Bars and Shots, that's the one.
Yes. Bars and Shots was a hip-hop podcast with me, my guy Flaw 700, and the Great One, and DJ Big J. So salute to all of them. Salute to all of them. We had the podcast for about 2 years, year and a half maybe. But then, scheduling conflicted and everything, and Flaw had to stop podcasting. So the Podcast Brothers went down, Bars and Shots went down, and I just been like a free agent ever since. So for the past about 2.5, 3 years, I've just been talking about sports, just because I found the NBK channel.
Shout out to Sim.
So shout out to Sim. Shout out to Sim, the podfather of Knicks content creation. I found him, and just start talking to them, people that's on NBK, not just Sim, but Steph, Eru, a whole bunch of Knicks fans and stuff. So I start going on Steph's show. Shout out to Queen Stephanie.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
NBK.
Shout out to BK Steph. Shout out to her. Yep.
BK Steph. She started her own show called Dope Soul Sports Talk. So I was like the first person to actually jump on her show and to be on there consistently every week. And all we do is talk about the Knicks every Thursday at 9 o'clock. So if you want to see me talk about the Knicks, I'm on Dope Soul Sports Talk every Thursday at 9 o'clock.
That's what's up.
So that's how I really kind of matured. Like at first I was just talking about hip hop, black culture, stuff like that. But ever since I got with NBK, I started talking about the Knicks, and then I made my own Giants channel.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope stuff, man. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
bro. No, okay. Well, I was going to say, man, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I love that Madvilla poster. Like I can't stop looking at it, bro. So
they were actually gifts. But I think you can get them maybe on Etsy. But the thing is, they like prints from like France or something.
Yeah.
Around here, but I think you can get them on Etsy. They was actually a gift. I didn't even pick those up.
That's what's up. No, I fucking love that. So, quick hip hop question.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, top favorite rappers. I won't say top favorite rappers.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, so it's Biggie forever and always for me. Jay-Z, obviously. I'm a Brooklyn head. My first rapper that I actually was my favorite first rapper was Big Daddy Kane. Buckshot Shorty from Black Moon.
Okay.
Then Biggie, Fab, Jay-Z, all the Brooklyn rappers. But if you're gonna give me a top 10, you put top 5 on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm a real music head too, not just hip hop. So I play instruments. I played instruments in high school. I tried to do beats a little bit when I was a teenager. So when it comes to like my favorite guys, Biggie first, of course, but I'm going like Scarface. Top 5. Scarface top 5, Jay-Z top 5. Who else? Kendrick is creeping up there for me. Not just because of the last battle too. I'm talking about before all this Drake stuff, like just because of the music that he raps on.
Oh, let's be clear. When To Pimp a Butterfly came out, I knew he was in my top 5. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Some people, if you don't listen to the music, some people hate that album.
Yeah, because see, I was raised in jazz, so I can appreciate jazz influence. I didn't appreciate Herbie Hancock as a kid, but my dad is a bass player. He's been playing bass all his life. So so in gospel, and so I'm I'm a music head myself. To Pimp a Butterfly for me more than I know. Damn is the one that everybody loves, but for me. More than a control verse, more than To Pimp a Butterfly is to me. I mean, honestly, if you had to tell me my top 5 albums, hip hop album, or not gonna say hip hop, 5 albums of all time, Damn has got to be somewhere in that top 5, along with like D'Angelo, Voodoo. Like. I don't want to music geek this shit out.
And you a big Roots guy too. So I have to imagine one of the Roots albums is in your top 5 too.
The crazy part is Voodoo, now I know Maestro really is a music head.
Yeah.
Voodoo is actually my favorite R&B album of all time.
Yeah. Like I'm a deep I'm a deep diver. Like I follow Charlie Hunter just because he played that bass line on Spanish Joint with a hybrid bass. And a hybrid bass guitar joint, and I followed him just because I saw him playing it in an interview. Like Ella Feingold, who played a lot of bass on there, Pino Palladino, who toured with him. Yeah, like please don't make me go down that geek lane.
No, we can go that. I bring it down there just a tiny bit because I went to the Voodoo tour.
Wow,
2001. He had a show at Radio City Music Hall.
See, I was in high school.
I'm a little older than you. I'm 45. So I actually went there. Me and my girl went there. It was nuts. D'Angelo rocked it. All the girls came in with the heels looking all nice and stuff. By the time he was done, everybody looked like they was at a juke joint. The weaves was sweating out. The heels was off. Like he turned every song into like not rock, but he sped up a lot of stuff. The Soul Corians was there. Questlove was on the drums.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole bunch of, let's just say, musical greatness in that spot that night. Like it was dope, man. Like I'm a big music head too.
Yeah.
So Jerrell, because this is bad on my part. I didn't know you was from Brooklyn. What hood you grew up in, and what high school you went to?
Yeah, I'm from Bed-Stuy originally, but
wow.
I moved. Yeah, I'm like
Okay.
Around the corner and down the street from Marcy, so I'm not that far.
Okay.
I'm like the hood, but I moved to the Trenton, New Jersey area when I was young.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
So I'm a hybrid. Even though I'm from Brooklyn, I didn't necessarily grew up there all the time. I mean, I wasn't there 24/7, until I was about, after like 12.
Gotcha.
So I'm from Brooklyn. My whole family's from North Carolina. I have family in the DMV, just like where y'all guys are at. So I spent summers down south, but when I went to school up here though.
Oh wow!
So I'm a hybrid, man. I'm not just a New Yorker. I'm an everywhere type of person.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, because when you say Scarface, let me tell you something about the DMV, and I'm sure you know we worship Scarface here. Yes. So when you said that, I'm like, okay, all right, this dude knows something what he's talking about. So
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I grew up on Quincy Street, man. Quincy Street and Marcy Avenue. So
okay, I'm originally from Marcy. Then we moved to Crown Heights, Flatlands Avenue. The projects out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Brooklyn, but I didn't live there like my whole life though.
Got you.
Jerrell, you're making it so difficult, man, because I like you, man. I do. I like you, man. You see, you know music. Yeah. You've been in the DMV. Yeah. But you a Giants fan, man.
See, I didn't wear my Giants tray. I usually rock my Giants gear. You see, I ain't wear that shit today, right?
Hey, look, ain't no reason to wear it today. Look, it's Knicks. It's open at night, bro.
I know. For one, I was mad that you scheduled the show while the Knicks was actually playing. I'm actually doing both things. I'm watching the show.
So is he.
With y'all.
I got the game on right now. I'm looking.
Don't worry. As it happens, you're gonna see him doing this. You're gonna see him doing exactly like this.
I thought they were trying to line me up.
If you ain't seen me already doing it, yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, I came on the show because I've been listening since y'all started. Mm-hmm. So not just I didn't just pop up at 7:30. So I was like, Trey standing up. I was like, he trying to line me up. What's happening?
Yeah, I didn't like that energy.
Rocking back and forth.
I didn't like that energy at all. And y'all on the same side though. Y'all on the same side today.
We got championship, man. We got a championship, bro.
I see. We got,
and we might get another one. We might get another one in a week, man.
Man, I'm 45 years old. I have never seen a basketball championship in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. I'm probably not going to go to the parade just because I'm lazy. But salute to the Liberty, man. Like it was huge. I watched every second of the finals. Like it was dope. We almost didn't pull it out, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully the Knicks can do something in June. Yeah, next year for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know how much I'm gonna talk about because I usually have my Giants show tonight at 9:00, but I pushed it back. I'm gonna have it tomorrow. So y'all, you can talk as long as you want, but I might cuss them out tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'm going to say about the Giants tonight.
Okay,
we sorry as hell. We sorry as hell. I'm not the type of fan that sugarcoat everything. I tell it how it is and how I see it. Yeah, we not good, man. Like I don't even know. Like we don't got to talk about that Steelers game next week. It's about to be belt the ass next week. Like
you have to talk about the music.
Yes, I'd definitely rather talk about Terrence Martin and Thundercat and some other musicians and stuff than the Giants right now. Like we're not good, man. We're not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since first of all, I appreciate that because I like you. So we could talk about some Knicks. Let's talk about some New York Knicks. I know Trey is itching. He rocking in his chair. I told him he like. See, I know Trey from the early 2000s, and you look at him. He's a calm, reserved brother. Got married, kids.
He used to be a monster back in the day.
He wasn't this guy. He was not this guy. And when he got the rocking, I was like, do I need to call your wife? Do I need to be concerned? I don't know this guy. I haven't seen this guy in well over 15 years. Okay. But Knicks, talk to me about the Knicks. Obviously, y'all got a lot to talk about off-season acquisitions. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I don't necessarily feel too good about tonight against Boston while they're getting their rings and stuff because I think Knicks have to gel. But the acquisitions that we made, I'm all for it. I've never seen so many grown men cry over Dante DiVincenzo in my whole entire life. I don't really get it. Like, I understand he was a good piece for us.
Yeah.
He was here for only a year.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I think more people don't like Cat than actually trying to cry over Dante DiVincenzo. I think if it was another star, a lot of people wouldn't have problems with this. But a lot of, especially New Yorkers, think Cat is soft.
Right.
I don't necessarily think Cat is soft. Like, I'm an ex-football player. Like, basketball and toughness ain't really synonymous for me. Like, none of them really that tough. Like, nobody's gonna fight. You know, if you think somebody is tough just because they're a good rebounder, then cool.
Right.
But yeah, like, I don't think him or that many basketball players should be labeled soft, especially just because he's a big that shoot jumpers.
That's an interesting.
That's an interesting point. Now, because I'm with you on, and look, I get called jazzy hands at work, like and I'm far from a sucker, but I'm certainly not I'm not an athlete. Like, I'm just not, you know, that's just not my thing. But I could see the comparison you draw from somebody who plays football to somebody that plays basketball. That's an obvious thing. Yeah. You know, that's an obvious thing. They don't have the trenches in basketball, so it's an obvious thing. But I look, I'm not a Knicks fan at all, and I'm a Wizards fan, unfortunately, right now. And I think even I can look. I think that I am not for big men shooting a whole bunch of threes, and I think everybody in that era can. If you don't necessarily 100% agree with it, I get the game has evolved, but there's something about having a 6'10" center that's always going to bug me I mean, you're 45, I'm 41. So, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be something about a big center that's 6'8", 6'9". That's just always going to rub me the wrong way. And I get it. They're probably way more athletic than the German 7'5" guy who they just picked up to take 6 fouls and stand in the paint and not get a 3-second violation. I get it, but it's just something about how I was taught in basketball that misses a Rick Smits. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. So I'm with you with, you know, look, I think Cat will be fine in New York. But to sit here and say I haven't criticized him on softness in his tenure in Minnesota, I'd be lying. I'm lying. I didn't call him soft many a time.
Yeah, same thing. I've called him soft
jumpers
on
though?
several occasions.
Not necessarily. No. I don't. It's what bothers me about you. I mean, not to push it on Joel Embiid, but it's what bothers me about him too. Like, yes, you shoot at a 40% clip from the three, which is good, fine, good. But sometimes, my nigga, I need you to be down there.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
man,
back to the basket. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes, and maybe more. Like, can you give me more in the paint and shoot? You know, I don't know, 36%. I'd be happy with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just think of a big, a 4 or 5 shooting 40% when you can shoot 40%, but I gotta believe that you're gonna go down there and get in that paint sometimes. And I don't believe that about Cat all the times.
I don't have an argument for that. You're right.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on how you watch basketball. Even though I'm old, I kind of went with the times.
Yeah, you respect the evolution.
Yeah, I respect the evolution, man. So I don't mind him shooting 5 threes a game, because it's not like he's just always out there. Because even if he starts out there, he doesn't always finish at the line, like at the 3-point line.
Yeah,
like he's out there to space the floor. Let's just keep it real. He's out there to space the floor. We got Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the one that's supposed to be driving to the paint all the time. Right. So if Cat is only shooting 4 or 5 threes a game, that's something. But when Julius Randle was shooting like 8 threes a game 2 years ago, we can't have that for a big.
Yeah,
I don't want him doubling up his 3-pointers when he come up here. You know what I'm saying? Like in Minnesota, he only shot 5 threes a game.
Right.
Stick with the 5 threes, and then, like you said, take your big ass down there when you have a mismatch. That's just smart basketball. But
like balance. More like a balance. Like
more like a balance. But if you're gonna be like Julius Randle, when like 2 years ago, he shot like 8-point-something threes a game. That's too much for a big to be. Like I need my big to be down there at least sometimes. Driving to the basket. If you're not going to post up, you have to have some type of presence down low.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna bring her up because we just watched her in the finals, but Jonquel Jones, she plays in the paint quite a lot, but every now and then she gonna play outside and she gonna shoot you a couple threes here and there. Like I think she averaged, she shot 55% from the field, over 40% from three, and then 90% from the free throw line. So that's the kind of balance that a big
but
like that,
it ain't many people in any period that shoot like that though.
Not like that. But I'm just talking about in terms of balance from being able to play inside versus playing outside. I'm just talking about that kind of a balance.
That is the holy grail when it comes to shooting. 50, 40, 90, right? But Cat last year shot 50, 40, 87.
Right.
So he can do both. It's just when you have a Knicks jersey on, Knicks fans ain't gonna want to see those threes coming up like that. Like we have a whole bunch of old school basketball fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's some people in their 60s and 50s don't want to see him shoot threes at all.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
But that's just not going to happen. You have to respect the evolution, just like you said.
You got other guys for that.
And I will say, healthy Mitchell Robinson will allow him to shoot. If he shoots five on average, healthy Mitchell Robinson will allow him to shoot 6 or 7.
That's true.
Just as far as spacing, that would allow him to shoot that. I remember when Trey was trying to convince me that Evan Fournier was a good shooter. So I remember that. I'm just saying.
But what makes you think he wasn't a good shooter? Because he shot 40% from three. So
see, I hate when you do that. Because
I'm trying to understand what makes you what do you see that makes him a bad shooter?
We watch with the eye test, and yes, he shoots 40%. That's what the stats say. But when you need shots, that's not the guy you go to. And if he has to have it, we don't believe he's going to get it. That's not somebody you count on to take a shot because the stats say so. Evan Fournier, Evan Fournier,
so you're saying because
he's not a shooter.
So you're saying because they count on him too much, he's not a good shooter? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he's not a good shooter because he's not a good shooter. But can he shoot in rhythm? Sure. I'm sorry. Let me say good. He's not the guy that you say when you say Evan Fournier comes to your team. You say, "Oh, good, our shooting woes are over." You know what I'm saying? Like he's not that type of guy because he's not a shooter. He's a guy that can shoot, but he's not a shooter. That's a difference.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a shooter. Like he just ain't. I get what the stats say. I do understand.
He was better than what we had at the time we got him. I'll say that.
Do you feel like he fulfilled? And right, because you don't feel like he fulfilled his mission. And if you said he was a shooter when
he was bad because he didn't play defense. Like that's what.
But I'm talking about the shooting. I'm talking about the shooting conversation.
Sure.
He did not.
But the consensus was he was a bad defender. That's why he wasn't getting floor time.
Right. But you realize if he was a shooter, they would have overlooked bad defense for him being a shooter, though, right?
You know who our coach is, right?
No. If he was shooting,
Spoelstra would have had him out there. Spoelstra would have had him still out there.
If he shot at and again, we're not talking about stats. We're just talking about moments in a game.
Sure.
Because that's an intangible that everybody can't weigh. So I get it. He shoots 40%, and that's good. But if he's not making it when it counts, when we in a scoring drought, or he the only one we leave it open because we got other people around the court that we got to account for, and he wide open or got a good shot, and we don't count on him to make it, or he doesn't make it, which obviously y'all want a good team when we were talking about Fournier being there. Then Kyle Korver is a good shooter, and he don't do nothing else. He ain't been good at nothing else but shooting.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? JJ
what was the moments he had? I can't think of one Kyle Korver moment though.
Okay, Trey. Come on, Trey.
You just said Evan Fournier don't have the moments. So I'm asking you.
But I don't watch that much Kyle Korver. I'm not a Kyle Korver fan. Like, why are you doing this? You know that Kyle Korver is a shooter. You know that Kyle Korver because but my point is that Cat is a shooter. That was my point. That was my only point. Okay. Evan Fournier is a big man, no homo, that's not a shooter. He just shoots because the floor has to be spread. But he ain't a shooter. Cat is a shooter. Those are two different players at the same position. He shot because the floor had to be spread. Cat is a shooter. That's what I'm trying to say.
You said the same position. Are you talking about Kristaps Porzingis?
Okay, maybe I'm confused on where Evan Fournier played. Okay,
you confused.
You look at power forward.
That's what it is. You confuse the Kristaps Porzingis to Evan Fournier.
Well, I mean, sure, but because
Evan Fournier he's not a big man. He's a guard.
Yeah, got you. Okay, I didn't realize.
Okay, you did throw me off for a minute when you said big man.
I thought he was a forward. My apologies. I did think he was a forward. Yeah,
but
the point is he still ain't a shooter.
Yeah, to your point,
that's even worse.
He's not a go-to guy. Let's just say that he's not a go-to guy. Like if you need a three, I'm not.
That I agree with.
Yeah, I'm not counting on Evan Fournier to give me buckets. Let's just
right. That I agree with.
And but forward to guard aside, he ain't a shooter. So that's why I was like that. All my conversation is that Evan Fournier, like when you told me about when we talked about it years ago, we talked about Evan Fournier, you said he brings shooting to the team, and I'm like, and I said it then. No, he don't. Like he don't. And you said the same thing you said. Like he shoots at 40%. I get it, but he's not a shooter. Cat is more of a shooter at power forward than Evan Fournier is at guard, and that's a problem because guard's supposed to shoot.
I'm just glad he ain't on the team no more.
God bless. Hey, God bless.
I'm glad he ain't there either. I mean, he couldn't play defense, so that was my issue with him.
Jerrell, talk to me about Knicks projections, man. And before you tell me, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Y'all need to be going to the championship in the next 2 years. The finals.
I was saying 3, but if you say 2 and if we do it in 2, I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? But I was definitely going to say 3. It should be soon. It's not like we made these moves and there's no pressure on us.
Right.
There's definitely pressure on us. Like you make these type of moves, like you don't use all the draft capital to get Bridges. You don't, trade 2 of your best players to get Cat just to be like, well, if we don't make the finals in the next 2 years, everything is okay. Hell nah. Like it's definitely pressure on us. It's pressure on Tibbs for one. Like if he doesn't get past the Eastern Conference Finals by at least next season, we gotta look for another guy to lead this team. Like like Tibbs don't have a lifetime contract with the Knicks just because we got his guys. Yeah. Like this is a very talented team. So if he can't do it, we have to find somebody that can. I just think that he can do it, but that just remains to be seen. Right. But it's definitely pressure on us. Like I'm never the type of Knicks fan to be like, if we don't win, that's okay. Yeah. Hell no, we haven't had a championship in our lifetime, fellas.
Yeah, nah.
Mm-hmm. You got to win the damn championship.
Championship or bust. I said 4 years. I said 4. Like this window, I think they got a 4-year window to win a championship.
4 years. I don't know. Like I got to see how everybody's contracts line up.
Right, because that's the first thing I thought, and that's why I said 2 years because I don't know. And I'm not a Knicks fan. I don't know Mikal Bridges' contract. I'm assuming it's 3 to 4 years. I gotta assume that. I don't know what. I mean, I know Jalen Brunson. Regardless of what his contract, he's gonna be.
Well, Brunson's locked up.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's gonna be here. Even if he wasn't,
OG's locked up.
OG's locked up for the next 5. I think the funny thing you said about Mikal Bridges, he actually declined an extension today.
Wow.
So he'll be getting his extension next year, and it'll be like for 150 something, I think. Because he could have had an extension. He could have signed it today. I think the extension was for about like another 60 for 2 years. Okay. But I think it's going to be like 3 years for 50 per next year, something like that. So
yikes.
So
man, but it's like I was saying before, with championship teams. Sometimes you got to have a sacrificial lamb, unfortunately. Like we've seen it with the Raptors when they swapped DeRozan for Kawhi. Mm-hmm. We've seen it in football with Alex Smith for Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you want to win a championship, sometimes you might not do it with the core that you think you're going to do it with. Right. You may have to make a change or two. Yeah. And could I see the next sacrificial lamb being the coach? Yeah, I could see Tibbs not being able to get it done with this group and happening to bring in somebody that could put us over the top.
I thought the sacrificial lamb. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think the sacrificial lamb was Randall.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I think
sure.
that actually, hopefully, that actually happened already, and we got the core that we can, have to win the championship. But I think the sacrificial lamb was Randall. He was the first one. He was the foundation at first. He's the one who started all this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he was here. He was here before Tibbs.
Before Tibbs, yeah, for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So after getting Tibbs here and having a roster built not around him, but he was obviously part of it last season. For him to do that and just get shipped off to Minnesota, I feel more bad for him than like Dante DiVincenzo, who only had like a year here, and some other people that we lost, like RJ and IQ and stuff. Like the sacrificial lamb definitely was Julius Randle.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Sure.
How you feel about Dante in that preseason game of a week?
I think he should just shut his ass up. That's what. Come on, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Dante DiVincenzo. Like he's from Delaware. I actually saw him play. Like I'm old, and I actually watch a lot of basketball in the area and stuff like that. Like now, I live in the Philadelphia area, like the Trent, New Jersey, Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
I saw Dante DiVincenzo play in high school.
Yeah,
a couple times, like in tournaments around here. So, like I've been watching him play. He's not the type of dude to do stuff like that. I actually think it was just in fun with him until Rick Brunson got mad.
Yeah. So question for you, Jerrell. So question for you, because Maestro brought this up last week.
Okay.
Do you think Rick Brunson had a say or a hand in DiVincenzo being added to the Randall trade package?
I don't think he got that much power. Like that'd be tough. I think we didn't want to get rid of Dante, but the Timberwolves was like, if you want this done, because there was a report that came out that we tried to do this on draft night, but they wouldn't do the 1-for-1 swap. And then after getting them on the phone constantly, they said, well, add Dante DiVincenzo, and that's when the trade went through. Because I don't think they didn't want just Julius Randle, because Cat, when you talk about 1-to-1, Cat is the better platter.
Okay.
He has the highest contract.
That's fair.
He's the better player. So somebody had to be added to the roster, regardless, just because of money. So that person had to be Dante DiVincenzo.
But why not? And this is just me throwing shit at the wall, seeing if it stick. Why not like a McBride? Because you know that whole Villanova thing meant something to a Brunson and a Harden. Now you add Mikal Bridges. Why not like a McBride? Why not send McBride over?
Because the money still wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
Yeah, McBride was only getting like 13 million or something like that. So,
and that was spread out for like 3 or 4 years. So I think it was a money thing. Because even the trade still didn't work with Dante. Remember, we had to do some special shit with like the Hornets. We had to still do some special stuff for it to match money wise. But
had to be a 3-team trade. Yeah.
Right. If it was about money, I think Dante DiVincenzo would still be on the team. Like I don't think they wanted to get rid of him. But you have to give something in order to get something.
Yeah, and his stock was high. I mean, in addition to the money, his stock was very high given what he did for the team last year.
Right. It was the best season in his career by far.
By far.
The Timberwolves is the 5th team Dante DiVincenzo has been on.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been in the league that long, man. Yeah. Like at this point, he's a journeyman, but he had his best year with us.
Yep.
It's just a timing thing.
Yeah. And he started on the bench last year. So if things ain't work out the way it did, he wouldn't have had the year he had.
Right. Now, I think it had a lot to do with him and his role. They was like, well, he probably had to play a little less minutes anyway now that we have Bridges. Because, like, who were you going to play over? I mean, who was Dante DiVincenzo was going to play over?
Right.
Like, he could have started, but he still wouldn't have had as many minutes as he did last year. Just because Mikal Bridges being there.
But he, and I get the money thing. So if you say it's money, you would know more, and I'll take your word for it as a Knicks fan. But if he comes off the bench, he's the best player on the bench. I'm correct in that? Okay, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, look, that like a lot of people talking about McBride being a 6 man a year or 6 man a player, 6 man of the year ish. Is what was said to me on Twitter. But you put DiVincenzo in that 6 man, and I ain't gonna say it's almost a lot, but he damn sure in the high runners to win that award right off the rip. yeah, I'm with you on the money. Like if it's a money thing, I'm with you. Then I cool. But for him to say, what they believe he said, reading lips, was this is what happens when they let you in charge, leave you in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And again, some people say he was saying that to Tibbs, and some people say he was saying that to Rick. But Rick responded. Rick is the one that responded.
He wasn't talking to Tibbs like that. Like
Yeah.
Tibbs is already in charge. It don't make sense for him to say that to Tibbs. I think that he was talking to Rick.
That's what I thought. That's the same thing I said. So that's why I posed the question last week. Well, like, look, I know for a fact I said, look, I know that Rick Brunson don't got a whole bunch of to say about anything. But if somebody just nudged him and said, "Hey, what do you think?" and he said, "Well, I think Dante is the best." The best in the trade package, and that word magically got back to Dante DiVincenzo for whatever reason. He went in that preseason game turned up, he went in that game turned from tip off. He went in that game turned up, like he got that at the foul line. He went to the paint like a damn dog, got fouled, did his little swole up, and then got to talking shit.
And we talking about a preseason game. Like that's the crazy part.
He was on 10 from tip-off, so I thought that was interesting, and that's kind of why I drafted that conspiracy theory, because I'm like, well, I mean, we know Rick Brunson. Like, I mean, anybody with common sense of how basketball works that knows that Rick Brunson ain't no guy. Like, he ain't making no decisions or nothing. So why even talk crazy to him? Why be talking crazy to him unless he knew something?
You know what I think it was? I think Dante was just shit talking.
Okay.
But if you Rick Brunson, what if your son's best friend was shit talking you?
I would have said, go ahead. Now, me personally, I'd have been like, go ahead, little nigga, if I smack that. Like, but But exactly. Rick didn't respond that way. I took him saying that that's some bitch ass shit as nigga, you know better than to do something like that. Like he was trying to chastise a child. You know what I'm saying? And so that definitely threw me. That definitely threw me. I'm like nigga, if you know he just talking shit, and it's clear. I didn't know that they were that close, Brunson and DiVincenzo, until all this shit was happening. Yeah. But let's be clear, y'all was all laughing and kikiing at a wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't become enemies all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Something may have pissed somebody off to meaning DiVincenzo might have been pissed off because of something he heard. And it might not even be true. But he heard something that had him feel like he needed to talk to somebody that he could look at as I won't say a father figure because I don't know DiVincenzo's family situation, but certainly like a mentor type role for certain. You know what I'm saying? So for you to talk to your mentor that way, you know, and we from a different class. When do we talk to our mentors that way? Never.
Not like that.
You're not talking to your best friend's dad any type of way.
Any type of way. Any type of way.
That's why I think he took offense to it.
Right.
Because who the fuck are you talking to?
Right. That's
The more I think about it, the more I just chalk it up as he was coming back to the place that traded him and he wanted to turn up.
Right.
He turned up. I don't remember. I don't know what he finished
in a preseason game.
I don't know what he finished with.
You need to remember he's from Delaware, and how much turning up are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Hey, the mean streets of Wilmington, Jerrell.
Right. I remember in high school they called him the Michael Jordan of Delaware. Like he was the best player in Delaware. Like he was Mr. Delaware. Before he went to Villanova.
Maybe that's not. I don't know. I don't know nothing about the basketball players in Delaware, so I ain't gonna do that. You can go shit on Delaware if you want. I'm not gonna do that.
Nobody know any players in Delaware.
I'm not gonna do that.
I don't.
But I don't follow high school athletics either. So look, don't get me to talking shit. Okay, unfortunately, man. I got to do this to you because we got to know when you a fan and the helmets are there. But I promise I won't. This won't be. Nobody will twist the knife too crazy. Tell me about the New York Giants this year so far. How you feeling? And look, we know this has been such a bright interview, and it's gonna get a little bit dark.
Joe Shane, they had the nerve to have a production made on HBO Hard Knocks, talking about like how we got rid of Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
like behind the scenes stuff and the stuff that he was saying in that office.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know hindsight is 2020, but I wish I could cuss Joe Shane out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the stuff that he said, if you actually listen to what he said, don't make any sense. They obviously didn't want to keep Saquon because of money. Like money can't be the reason. Like you can manipulate the salary cap to get anybody on your team.
Yep. Sure.
So saying that the person who was the face of your franchise since he's been drafted here, you picked him number 2 overall. I think Joe Shane getting rid of Saquon Barkley was trying to like get the last of David Gettleman out of here. I think it was personal. It couldn't have been a business decision because business-wise, it doesn't really make sense.
Nah.
Because even if you did talk about his salary, when you talk about the dead cap money that Devin Singletary got, it's almost the same.
Yeah.
So you can't sit there and like pee on me and tell me it's raining. I think the fans heard that and then ran with it. So, of course, when Saquon Barkley is going to go to Philly, who is our arch rivals, obviously is going to be, he's going to try to pit fans against Saquon Barkley. Mm-hmm. They tried to do that before the show even started.
Tiki Barber did some similar stuff too.
Yeah. Right. Yep. And who you think he worked for?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
He works for the organization. Like he's on that radio station for a reason. Like he's an ex-player. So, of course, they made Saquon Barkley look like the bad guy before they even traded. I mean, before they even got rid of him. And they got rid of him for nothing. Like they didn't even trade him. Why couldn't you trade him the year before and got something for him?
The best player on your offense, they couldn't even give him a bag, man.
Right.
Like that's criminal.
So don't get me wrong. I didn't like the Daniel Jones signing, but at least the good thing about the Daniel Jones signing, I knew that it was over in like 2 years.
Yeah.
When they did it. So even though I didn't think he was the franchise guy, at least if you're going to give him 40, only give him 40 for a couple years, and then you can reset again.
Yeah.
None of that was getting rid of your best player on your offense, though.
Yeah, and we talked about this a million times on end, but the problem for me is that you gave him that contract acting like y'all made it to the playoffs based on him, and not the person you let go for nothing.
Right. Exactly.
And the second, and we talked about it that entire summer, the second they signed him before they signed Saquon Barkley in a time when nobody was paying running backs, it's like it was the most asinine shit I ever heard. Like they felt like they were able to convince him that your leverage would suggest that you never pay like top running back. So we're gonna go ahead and pay him first and then franchise you next and get it just did your best player terrible. And this is as dark as I'm going to make this segment. Y'all deserve every bit of the gloom that you got for making that mistake.
I think that's part of the reason I'm not really upset.
Yeah.
It's like we earned this shit.
Yeah.
Like we earned it, man. Like if you're going to do something like that to a person like that, like Saquon Barkley has been the epitome of like a stand-up individual, like a good citizen, never been in trouble. Family man, got a wife and 2 kids now, I think. Like he grew up from the time that he got drafted by the Giants, he's been nothing but a pillar to the community. Mm-hmm. So you got rid of him because he was the number 1 pick of David Gettleman. Remember, like David Gettleman picked Saquon Barkley. He wasn't answering the phone when it come to trades and stuff. Like that was his guy. Yeah. And I think like after Sterling Shepard, they got rid of him this year. Saquon Barkley was the last guy.
Yeah.
So now I don't think anybody is left over from David Gettleman besides the players that they can't get rid of, and that's Andrew Thomas, can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
And Dexter Lawrence, can't get rid of him either, and Daniel Jones, of course. But those are the only 3 guys left.
What's crazy is they showed a clip of him and Sirianni on the sideline Sunday's game, and Sirianni was like, "Yo, I could put you back in so you could, get your," basically saying, "Yo,
let's break your record.
Get off on your old team. Yeah, let's break this record here real quick." And he was like, "Nah, let the young bucks get some burn." So to allude to what you were saying, Jerrell, about him being a stand-up guy, like this nigga could have been like, "Yo, I'm gonna get my touchdowns. I wanna burn my old team," but he was like, "Nah, I got mine. Let the young boys get theirs.
And he would have did it too. He only needed 13 yards. He tapped dance all over us.
Man. And look, he talking about ain't no revenge game, and maybe it wasn't, but I couldn't tell watching that damn game.
Nigga, that was a revenge game.
Yeah, it was. Of course it was.
Yeah. So man, you told me something about Saquon. Like I gotta put him on a higher level as far as a morale character because look, he burned them and right when they was at their last whimpering, he let them live.
Yep.
Because I'd have broke my record in fucking half.
I'd have broke it twice.
Yeah.
I'd have doubled up on their ass.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all fans want to turn on me? Oh,
right.
Nah, I'm gonna get this.
He was actually a stand-up guy, yo. He could have easily broken that record at home too. It was at MetLife.
Yeah. Because let me tell you about my running back on my team. We was at 4th and 2 at the last play of the game. Well, we could have easily just downed it and let the clock run out. Najee Harris said, fuck that. I'm going to give me a touchdown. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to my man Najee Harris got caught saying nigga at a press conference. That's hey, what I tell you. Because when I tell you that look, and I promise I won't make this about the Steelers for too much longer.
Okay.
But we played the best game we played all season of 3 phases Sunday.
You did.
And when I 4th and 2 red zone, and I said, man, y'all better not just down this. Y'all better kick a field goal or something. We already have an issue scoring points, so get points. So we at least up the average. We won the game. The Jets, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but I saw Mike Tomlin go like this. And the very next play was when Najee Harris ran. I threw my phone. I was so happy. The level of petty, like professional petty that Mike Tomlin had in that moment. I was so proud. I'm spitting no homo. I was so proud of my team that moment. And getting back to Saquon, and unfortunately the Giants, because I don't want to twist the knife much more. Like that's good morale shit right there of Saquon. Now you know what? I whooped their ass enough. Let my young boys go and close this game. That is a respectable thing. Saquon Barkley got 2 more points in the book for me, man. Because because I ain't nobody dying from this football game. I'd have turned it up on them. I'd have turned it up on the Giants.
Yeah, right. Me too.
Yeah, I'd have got that record.
I'd have got that record.
Yeah, I'd have turned it all the way up.
Sure. And didn't Tomlin wink at Rodgers in a clip?
Oh, because he tried to catch him. They do that every time they play. Aaron Rodgers would try to catch our defense with 12 men on the field. So that's what happened. He called the timeout. And that's when he winked at him because Aaron Rodgers knew what he was doing. He does that with the Steelers. He does it with other teams, but he definitely does it with the Steelers. He just doesn't catch time. That's what that was about.
Yeah. So now that Jerrell is here, Maestro. So and I know Jerrell listened to the show from the beginning. So you got to tell him what you told me earlier, Maestro. He's here.
Well, now. He heard me, and he agrees. So again, I'm not gonna twist a knife on my man's. My man's like MF Doom and fucking Mad Lib, bro. I don't know a lot of people who like these people, right? Like, but because I'm an honest man, sometimes I said, and he said he was on, so he heard, we're gonna whoop that ass. He came in and said we're gonna whoop that ass. I will look, and if it's anything short of an ass whipping, Jerrell, please find me and let me know and tell me about my team. You got every right to tell me about my team. If it's anything short of an ass whipping, we should win by 10 points or more, and that's being modest.
Oh yeah. What's the anybody know the spread?
I don't know.
Minus 6.
6? Oh yeah.
-6, I think.
Either
-6 or -9.
I'm about to say it should be like around 9 because I definitely see them over a touchdown for us.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm sitting here thinking, what can I make a case for the Giants to keep the game close? Not necessarily win, because I don't think the Giants are winning this game.
No.
But I think the Giants can keep this game close. I think they can cover that 9 points. They got one of the better defensive lines. Am I right, Jerrell? Like they lead the league in sacks. They lead the league in pressures and stuff like that. Like the game against Cincinnati.
They pressure a lot though.
Yeah, what's that?
They pressure a lot.
They do, right? I mean, you look what they did to the Bengals on that Sunday night game, and that could have gone. That game could have got out of hand, but that defense certainly kept y'all in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I could see the Giants doing a similar thing here to Pittsburgh. Now, again, I think they're going to lose, but I think this game is closer than 9 points. I think if I was a betting man, I would pick +9 on the Giants.
It's not just our defense, though. I think the only thing that would keep it close, this might seem weird, is because we're not at home. Daniel Jones sucks at home. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass since 2022 at home in MetLife Stadium. Yeah. But on the road, it's not like he's good, but he just doesn't suck on the road.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
At home, he sucks. Like he's terrible.
And splits is like night and day, home and road.
It makes absolutely no sense. He's a completely different quarterback when he's away. I don't know if it's the pressure or what, but he plays better on the road. Our defense travels. Like our defense, when pressure comes, pressure's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dexter Lawrence is going to be Dexter Lawrence regardless of where he's playing at. But it's Daniel Jones. That's what make it close. And plus the fact that we have Malik Neighbors back. But even with that, if Daniel Jones plays like he plays at home, they're going to blow us the hell out. But if he plays like he's playing, like he's played like an average quarterback instead of below average, then we'll still lose, but it'll just be a little closer. That's all.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I will add to that is as far as playing devil's advocate is that the Steelers are on a high from last week's game, and we have a tendency to play down the competition. So those are two things that I will point out if I'm going to be objective. My objectivity is definitely going to end by the end of this podcast.
It is those types of teams. Remember what I said?
It is. We just did it. We just did it with Indianapolis. And I'm not saying we should have blown out Indianapolis, but we damn sure shouldn't have lost.
Yeah. I'd actually be mad. I'd be mad if we won this game.
Interesting.
Like, don't get me wrong. We're not even halfway through the season, but at this point, I'm thinking about Cam Ward. I'm thinking about Shedeur Sanders. I'm thinking about our next quarterback. Yeah. Like I have to think about that now that we only have 2 wins. Like once we start creeping up until like the 5 and 6 wins on the season, we're gonna be back to where we were and trying to get a quarterback at like pick 9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like if you're gonna lose, at least lose to the good teams. The Steelers is a good team. Yeah. Like once you start beating good teams and then start like losing to teams that you're supposed to be beating, then that's when that's what we usually do as Giants. Yeah. Like we usually beat good teams, but then we'll lose to the sorry teams that we're not supposed to lose to. Like we beat, yes, right. Like if we mess up, like I think we played Carolina in either Germany or somewhere abroad this year. Like we have a nasty game. Like it's disgusting. It's us in Carolina, but like overseas somewhere. If we come back, if we lose that game, somebody needs to stay there.
Yeah.
Like everybody not coming back, yo. Somebody needs to get fired if we lose that game because they're terrible.
Are you done with Dable?
Not done with Dable. I almost might be more done with Shane than Dable because Dable is only cooking with the groceries that was bought for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any say so when it comes to personnel, but when you look at Shane's draft classes and the decisions that he made, preferably Saquon Barkley, that's the newest blunder, especially when it comes to the owner. I'm more fed up with Shane now than Dable, but I did like both of them.
Sure.
But if Shane gets fired, then Dable got to go with him. Though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's no way we're going to keep Dable and fire Shane. Like they both got to go.
Yeah.
How do you? So I got to imagine Mara's in the box. Mm-hmm. He's looking at the team from his box. He's looking on the field. He's looking at Saquon, tearing that ass up. Pause. Mm-hmm. You got to think he's thinking about some major changes at some point. Like you really got to think about how this went. And like you said earlier, y'all was on Hard Knocks.
Mhm.
So all this stuff is out there in the open now about how, everything went down with the negotiations and things like that.
Mhm.
I got a feeling something big is going to happen in the offseason in terms of whether somebody gets fired, whether it's time for a new quarterback, which, I don't know who. I mean, Shador. I guess Shador can come out this offseason, right?
Yeah, he's coming out.
Yeah.
So I got to be thinking, if I'm Mara, I got to be thinking, I got to find a way to get a quarterback.
Yeah, but I think of it like this. I usually don't even bring this subject up, but since y'all got me on, when it comes to getting a quarterback, Mara might be part of the problem.
Well, y'all don't get no black ones. Trey said that shit for years.
Haven't drafted a black one yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even talking about a starter. We haven't drafted a backup black quarterback yet. The first black quarterback to even start for us was Geno Smith.
Geno Smith,
Yep.
When he broke Eli's
His streak.
Like, think about how long ago that was, man. We like the Giants is celebrating 100 years.
Yeah.
Like Geno Smith was our first starting black quarterback. So I'm not, obviously you can't say that he's racist because you don't know. You have no idea what's talked about in those circles. Rich people would do what rich people do.
Yeah.
But
because Tiki Barber was crying on air for Mara.
Was he? Well,
yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah. He was caping for Mara.
Yeah, that's his boss. Like if I got paid for the Giants, I'd probably be caping for him too, but I don't, so I get to tell the truth.
How man?
That's the gig. The gig is the gig.
Yeah.
Like if you're working for the Giants, just like Carl Banks. Like I respect Carl Banks. You know what I mean? I actually think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Giants Ring of Honor. He has a podcast now with somebody else that works for the Giants, Bob Papa. He has a successful podcast now, and he's talking about the Giants, but you can tell that some of the takes that he can't say exactly what he want to say all the time. I think all these dudes would have been praising Daniel Jones if they didn't have to. Daniel Jones,
and he called games on the radio with Papa, right?
Yes, he calls games. So while he's talking about Daniel Jones, this is Daniel Jones' 6th season. Like at this time, like it's over.
Yeah, like the consensus. We got the report. He's some booty.
Yes, he's butt. Like it's time to move on. But you know how we are. Like look how long it took to get Eli out of here. Yeah. And Eli won two championships, so I can see why.
Right.
I can see why they did.
Yeah, it was the streak though too. Like it was the consecutive game streak, and like you said, with the championships.
Right. If your quarterback give you 2 championships, he get to go out on his.
How he want to go?
He want to go
out.
Yeah. What the
hell has Daniel Jones gave you?
Yeah.
Not a damn thing.
he worked hard. He the first one there and the last one out. But if you're the first one there and the last one out,
why the hell you right?
Why the hell trash?
Matter, right? Exactly. So it's time to move on. Like it's time to move on. But what we move on to, that's what I'm not so certain. Yeah. Like if you're going to be married and not draft a black quarterback because all the black quarterbacks talk that hippity hop shit. Like, don't give me Carson Beck from Georgia. I don't want him as my starting quarterback going forward. It's not going to be a good look. Yeah. They might think it looks good because he looks like the prototypical white dude that's 6'3" and above with a strong to medium strong arm that speaks well to the media. I don't want that shit no more. Give me somebody that listen to MF Doom. Give me somebody that listen to Lil Wayne before the game. You know what I'm saying? that actually care about the Drake and K-Dot beef. You know what I mean? Give me something like that say nigga sometimes, just like Cam Ward did. You said Najee said nigga. Cam Ward saying nigga too.
Yeah,
he got caught saying nigga after he came back. His team came back. I forgot who it was, but they came back big game. Yeah, he told somebody like, good game, my nigga, something like that. And the camera caught it. So just because of that, John Mara might not draft him.
Yikes. Yeah, you ain't lying though.
Yeah, you're right. He might be Mara might be the problem,
I think that's the problem.
It might be the problem, man. So let's get back to NBA quickly.
We ain't got a lot of time.
Predictions. Yeah, predictions for here he go with the allergies. Bless you, sir.
Thank you. I'm fighting, man. I'm trying to tell you.
predictions for the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Mhm.
What you got, Maestro? Like you got a list.
Where
ready.
we going? Yeah, kind of. All right, so excuse me. I'm sorry. Probably 2 more is coming. I'm sorry. Where you want to go? West or East?
East.
East. Ah, shit. That's the one I don't have prepared. All right, so let me freestyle. 8 seed. Give me the Pacers.
Oh wow.
7. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the energy I'm on.
Okay.
7 seed. 7 seed. Give me the Cavs. No, I'm sorry. No. Let me go all the way back. 8 seed. Give me the Heat. 7 seed. Give me the Pacers.
Okay.
6 seed. Give me the Cavs. 5 seed. Give me the Magic. 4 seed. Give me the Bucks. 3 seed. Give me the Sixers. 2 seed. Give me the Knicks. 1 seed, give me the Celtics. And I'm taking that back. I'm going to switch the Knicks and the Celtics. Knicks get the 1 seed.
Okay. I like that. Okay. What you think, Jerrell? You on mute, by the way.
Just a quick, I don't know the score of the Knicks game, but I think we losing by a lot.
We losing bad, bro.
We getting blown out. But anyway,
I
I actually pretty much agree with his list. I do think the Celtics still be one, though. I think they just have too much staying in the game at this point. I think they played together so long. I think the Knicks, I do think we're just as talented as them, but at this point, it's not about talent. It's about how the talent meshes together.
Okay, that's
fair.
And
since we're pretty much not a new team, but we got a couple new pieces. I give it 20 games before we actually look like we're supposed to look.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like I take almost like not half the season, but maybe like a quarter of the season to be like, oh yeah, okay, that's how we supposed to look. Like now we getting blown out by the Celtics. The Celtics is good, but they're not that much better than us.
Yeah, but they on one right now. Ring ceremony, right. Like I won't put too much stock into this game.
Right. That's why, I like this game. I didn't have us winning this game anyway. I didn't think we was gonna get blown out or anything like that. But I didn't have us winning this game. I don't think we're going to be a very good basketball team for at least about the first couple weeks of the season. Like even past I think I give it 20 games, but in the first 7 to 8 games, we're gonna have a lot of growing pains to go through. Like that's just natural.
Yeah. So it looks like that's what they're going through right now. I gotta be honest with you. I've been on such a run of my teams winning games this weekend that I just went out the window and was like, "Oh, the Knicks will win the opener." But you're right, man. The chemistry has to. The chemistry has to start to gel at some point, and tonight just ain't the night. But Maestro, we agree on the same teams, 1 through 8. I would put the Pacers at 5. I would put the Magic at 4, actually, because I think the Magic can really step their game up this year. Knicks, I put Knicks at 1, Boston 2, Philly at 3. I'll put the Bucks all the way to 7.
Wow.
I don't know. Wow. I don't know, bro. Look, Middleton's not going to start the season. And they old, man. Like they old. You know what I mean?
They old.
So I don't know.
7 though. You think a team with Giannis on it is going to be 7? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I think so.
Okay.
I think
and
so.
And a lot of what you said, that like chemistry. I don't know. Is Brook Lopez still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say what you want about that old dude. He old as shit, but he get it.
He can play.
He gets it. He gets it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can play. No question. No question.
And
is Middleton when he gets back, is he going to be the same? Like
no, he won't be. I can tell you that. He won't be.
Yeah. I got them at 7, man. I'm with you with the Heat. I think the Heat are at 8. I think and I think the Cavs are at 6. I think and I like some of their moves. Like I like the coach that they got, Kenny Atkinson. I think that'll be good for them. I think the Pacers take a step up. I think the Magic take a step up in the standings from last year.
Do you really not to throw shade at the Pacers, and I promise I won't stretch the conversation. You can just tell me yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton is a good point guard, a quality point guard. But who else on that team scares you as far as scoring?
Scares me? Nobody. But I want to see how Ben Mathurin develops this year. I actually think he's a good
That's
player.
what somebody said to me last year, Ben Mathurin. That's what somebody said to me.
I really do like Ben Mathurin. Pascal Siakam is going to be better in that system because you got to think about. Remember, he got traded last year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a whole season with the Pacers, right? So he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable, but he's not scary though. To answer your question, none of them are scary right now.
Nah, not when you need him to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like in the moments, he just don't come through.
Yeah, because Halliburton doesn't scare me. Doesn't even scare me. He's just a good point guard.
Right. I think the only reason we lost to them last year is because of health.
No, exactly. For certain.
Yeah, we should have beaten them.
For sure. For sure. You got your West list up, Maestro?
I do, man. And you're gonna love number 8.
Okay.
Number 8. I just had to do something to shake the shit up. I got the Rockets at number 8, man.
I like that actually.
I knew you would. That's
I want to see who he's leaving out.
Doing your homework. I like that.
Who am I leaving out? I know there is somebody I left out, but I just don't remember right away who I left out. I was doing it and I was erasing names. But give me the Rockets at 8. Give me the Lakers at 7. Give me the Grizzlies at 6. You may or may not love this one. Give me the Nuggets at 5. I wanted to make sure that's soaked in. No homo.
Okay.
Give me the Thunder at 4. Give me the Suns at 3. Give me the Timberwolves at 2. Give me the Mavericks at 1 in the Western Conference regular season.
Ooh, you still holding out hope for them Suns, huh?
I am. You know I am. And you know I am. And you know it.
So you got the Lakers not going.
No, I got the Lakers at 7. I got the Pelicans not going for sure. I definitely don't have the Pelicans going.
Yeah, I don't got the Pelicans going either.
You say the Kings? Where you had the Kings?
That's who I left out. And okay.
The Kings.
On the fly, I am making an adjustment. I am taking the Lakers out of the playoffs for the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Ooh.
See, I keep on forgetting about the Grizzlies. That's why that's the team I keep on forgetting about. They got Ja back. I actually like Zach Edey as a rookie. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's going to, be no all-star or anything like that. But him pairing with Ja and Ja actually playing with a big man like that, I actually like that pick and roll action. But yeah, the Grizzlies are the one that I keep forgetting. I'm like, damn, they gonna mess around and make the playoffs. But I don't know who to take out though. It's kind of hard to take out because they didn't make it last year.
One thing you and I agree on is the Warriors is out. Now they might be 9 or 10, but they not getting into that final 8.
Hey, I don't give a damn about you re-signing no damn Moses Moody, bruh. Sorry, I don't give a damn about you re-signing no damn Moses Moody, bruh. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, remember the Clippers made it last year. I think they're gonna be out.
Yeah, they're definitely done.
Nah.
What about the Spurs though?
I don't like the Spurs. I don't think Chris Paul is even going to be there the entire year.
Okay. You think they're gonna trade him?
I don't think he makes the trade deadline.
Wow. Because I think they probably can't trade him until December, right? Because they just signed him.
They just signed him, right?
So right before, I mean, between Christmas and All-Star break, he can go.
Yeah,
You know what, man? I'm gonna jump out the window on the Spurs. And look, I'm a big Chris Paul guy. Everywhere he goes, he makes teams better. I remember when he went to OKC and he made that team better when nobody thought they was going to do anything.
I'll give you that.
Obviously, the situation with the Rockets, and we know half of that was James Harden and half of that was CP3. But every place he's gone to, he's made the team better. Phoenix, I don't want to forget about Phoenix.
Except for
Took
the Warriors.
that team to the finals.
He made the Warriors better.
Well, he was coming off the bench. He wasn't really.
He ain't make the Warriors better.
He wasn't starting. I don't count the Warriors. But I'm gonna put the Spurs at 8, man. I'm gonna put Spurs at 8. I'll put the Rockets at 7.
Wow.
I'll put the Rockets at 7. I will put the Lakers at 6. I'll put Memphis at 5. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna put and I think you left Minnesota out. I don't know.
No, I had him at 2.
Yeah,
You
he
did?
had him too.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep Minnesota at 3. I'm gonna keep Dallas at 4. I'm gonna keep OKC at 2, and I'm gonna put the Nuggets at 1.
So what do you have? So you don't got the Kings.
Nope.
Hey.
And they made a good deal they got DeRozan. They made a good deal, but
wow, no Kings.
they made some moves.
Yeah,
but
because I did forget the Kings, but once I realized I left the Kings out,
you get them Lakers up out of there.
Get them Lakers up out of there.
Yeah, I think I agree with Trey's list, but I think the Kings make it and take the Rockets out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have faith in the Rockets, maybe because they're too young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you like the Spurs. So you like the Spurs.
I like the Spurs because I'm a big Wemby guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really like Wemby. Obviously, the coach is the coach, but Wemby, I think he might they're not going to win enough for him to have MVP. What's going on, but he's going to be good enough for him to look like an MVP though.
Yeah. No, look, when he get his bag, he's giant unstoppable. You know, when he really get, like when the offense realize, oh, he in his bag and he in his bag, and it's like, all right, feed him, let him just go to work. Like, it's not many people. It's not many teams that could stop him. He got a lower handle. He's tall as hell. He barely got to jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's a tall player that actually has ball skill. Like, so obviously he's going to be tough to deal with. But like you said, the team around him, man.
Right.
I got to question his motor, and I'm not saying he don't have a motor. I'm just saying that if he gets in his bag, and we got to rely on him to be in his bag, now we got to rely on how good his motor is, and I don't know yet.
One thing I like, a report came out, and he was talking about how disappointed he was with his teammates' work ethic. Because of that, I think he a dog.
Yeah.
He already said that the Olympic medal was more important than the championship to him. That's how much he wanted to beat USA that when they played France.
Yeah.
Like, I think he cried after they lost. So if you crying after that, yeah, you're a dog to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like shit like that.
Got something to prove for sure.
Right. To me, stuff like that is tough. Because I like people that hate losing more than winning.
Yeah.
People that hate losing. I love people that hate losing. It's not about winning. I hate losing, yo. Losing is terrible, isn't it? But wins, like I say, I'm a Giants fan, so of course I've seen all 4 of our Super Bowls, even though I was young as hell with the first one. But that one we lost to the Ravens, what? Fam. You wouldn't have thought a grown man was in my room that day. Like, I was pissed. I was mad. Like, I was mad because they beat the hell out of us, yo. Like, so losses hit me way different than wins do.
Urban legend has it that is the year where Trey switched football teams from the New York Giants to the Baltimore Ravens.
So I don't know why you running with this narrative. I don't know why you run with this narrative, Maestro.
I'm just talking about urban legend, bro. I'm not saying I believe it. It's the urban legend. That's why I said urban legend has it.
Okay.
Hold on. To his credit, you did grow up in New York, and they got 2 teams out that motherfucker.
I grew up in New York. I was in the household with Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes was a big time Knicks fan, and we went to Knicks games. There was never nobody in my family watched football like that. Not even my pops. It was basketball. It was baseball. And then when I moved out here to to Maryland, and I've been trying to talk to dudes about basketball, they're like, man, it's a football town, man. It's a football area. And at the time, Ravens was just coming off of a Super Bowl, and the Redskins had Dan Snyder as their ownership. So
you became a fan the year after they won the Super Bowl?
It wasn't the year after. It was more so a couple years after that. But I go back to the Kyle Bowler years. Let's put it like that.
Urban
Kyle Bowler in 03 was when I became a fan.
Urban legend also has it that I met Trey wearing a white Kerry Collins jersey.
It was actually Jason Sehorn. Actually,
okay,
it was Jason Sehorn.
Because a lot of y'all Brooklyn niggas used to love to wear that Jason Sehorn jersey. I know that for a fact.
The backstory, and Maestro, the backstory to that was
y'all niggas love Jason Sehorn.
We had the only white cornerback in the league.
That's a fact.
Right. Hey, the backstory to that though was our Virginia beach trip, our senior trip from high school. Everybody had decided, hey, we're gonna rock jerseys no matter what team it was, and we was all rocking jerseys. So that's why I had the Giants jersey. I also had T.O.'s jersey, as a matter of fact. I had a 49ers jersey as well.
I met you, I never saw that jersey, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Hey, Maestro, you going to run with that narrative. Go ahead, man. Go right ahead. Okay, hey, Jerrell, man, we appreciate you coming on with us,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Let everybody know where they can find you at on social media and what you got coming up.
Man, you can find me on Twitter. I am Jerrell on IG and Twitter. I run Diehard Giants Live YouTube channel. I used to do like live watch-alongs at halftime during the games, but we was losing so much. I was like, let me get my sanity during the game. So I start doing stuff. And a lot of people have content on Mondays, the day after the game. So I decided to have my shows on Tuesday night at 9:00. So you can catch it. Won't be tonight. Like I'm gonna do it tomorrow night because of this. And plus after this, I'm gonna finish watching the Knicks getting blown out. But you can catch me on Diehard Giants Live Tuesdays at 9:00. And plus on BK Steph, Dope Soul Sports Talk Thursday at 9:00 every week. Talk about the Knicks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, my guy, we appreciate you, man. We see you in them internet streets. And if the game is close on Monday, I expect to hear from you. All banter is accepted.
Okay. I got it. It won't be close. I highly doubt it will be close.
Me too.
I think the Steelers gonna put belt to ass to the Giants, but you know, at least if I get that loss, Cam Ward will be a step closer to our football team. So that's how I think about it.
No doubt.
But thank you for having me, fellas.
Yes,
no doubt. Hey, I'll catch you on one of them next podcasts. All right.
Salute. Have a good night, fellas.
Yes,
no
sir.
Doubt. Appreciate you. Yeah, man.
Okay, we got yes, sir. We got a quick hit. But I gotta get these quick hits out. Get well to Brandon Ayuk, who's out for the year. Jayden Daniels rib injury. Deshaun Watson is out for the year. I want to open that conversation up. I won't because we ain't got time, but get well soon. Congratulations to Darrell Green for getting his number 28 jersey retired in Washington and getting the keys to the city the day before. That is very, very, very important to DC culture. Congratulations to Darrell Green. I think that's everything that has to be said. On my end.
And in addition to celebrations, I did see Dallas Clark get celebrated in Indianapolis. I guess he's in the Ring of Honor now because there was like Peyton and McAfee and some of the, Edgerrin James, Marvin Harrison, all them guys was at the game Sunday. So, to celebrate Dallas Clark getting in the Ring of Honor. So, congrats to him on that for sure. Picks, man.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Thursday, Vikings at the Rams. I'm going with the Vikings, sir.
I'm going with the Vikings. Yes, sir. Let's go.
No doubt. Sunday's games, Eagles at the Bengals. I'm picking the Eagles.
I'm picking the Eagles as well. Let's go.
Ravens at the Browns. I'm picking the Ravens.
I'm picking the Ravens as well. Unfortunately, let's go.
Titans at Detroit. I'm picking the Lions.
Yep, Detroit.
Cardinals at the Dolphins. Tua's coming back. I'm going to pick the Dolphins.
I'm going to pick the Dolphins as well.
Jets in New England to face the Patriots. I'm going to pick the Jets. Maestro.
Yeah, I'm here. Give me New England.
Okay.
I saw. I did. I saw it.
Oh, okay. You said you got the Patriots?
No, it's against the Jets. No, I'm sorry. I got the Jets. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Falcons at the Bucks. I'm gonna pick the Falcons on the road.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons too. Yeah, damn. Well, I need something to disagree with you on. Go ahead.
Packers at Jacksonville. Green Bay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Colts at the Texans.
Say again.
Colts at the Texans.
I got the Texans.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans too. All right. We got Saints in LA to take on the Chargers. I'll go upset here. I'll go Saints.
With Saints against who again?
The Chargers.
I don't know if that's an upset, but you say the Saints. I'll take the Chargers then.
I'll take the chain. Yeah, I'll take the Saints. Buffalo and Seattle taking on the Seahawks. I'll take the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills. Yeah, me too.
All right. Carolina and Denver to face the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Give me the Broncos.
We got Chiefs at the Raiders. I'm going upset special here. I'm picking the Raiders.
I am that. Aiden McConnell's injured now. Give me the Chiefs.
All right. Bears at the Commanders. Jaden Daniels probably not going to play in this one. I will pick the Bears.
Me too. Even though Mariota looked good in relief pitching.
He did. Bless you. Dallas.
Let's go. Dallas against
the. I'm gonna go upset here. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. San Francisco losing bodies left and right. And then your game Monday. I know you got Pittsburgh. I will pick Pittsburgh also. Unfortunately, hopefully it's and the line is 6.5. I was wrong about that 9. It's 6.5. So.
6.5.
Yep. All right. Well, we appreciate the homie Jerrell coming through for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dope conversation right there. Thanks to everybody out there watching us live on Instagram. I see you, Keontae Willis. I see you, BS3. Folks out there watching us on Twitter. Appreciate you. Continue to support us there. Also on Twitch. Continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. Also, click that like button on the Facebook page. And if you got questions, comments about the show, just hit us up on the email, barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And in the description of this episode, we got a merch store. Click on that link. We got hats, hoodies, and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. Definitely looking to add more stuff to it. So if you got nothing else, bro, I'm hungry as hell. About to shut this thing down. And as always, folks, love, peace, and happiness. And mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Oh, yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.